Welcome, everyone. My name is Sean Jones, and I'm the CEO of the iNetrepreneur Network. And I have with me, he is a founder, business owner. He works with clients all over. I have with me Craig Bruce. He is the owner of Evolve Health and Lifestyle. Welcome, Craig.
Hi, Sean. It's amazing to be here with you today. Excited to have this conversation.
Craig, you know, I always love to give our audience a little teaser about who I'm interviewing. So share with us a little bit about who is Craig.
I love that question. You know, if you had asked me that question 8 years ago, I would have said, I'm a partner in a global management consulting firm, and that's how I identified myself. Now, after 7 to 8 years, the way I answer that question is I'm a global influencer to high-performing business leaders and entrepreneurs, empowering them to really get even more success, have even more success from their life without sacrificing their career and key relationships. I'm also a proud dog dad and a health and wellness enthusiast.
I love it. You touched on you work with entrepreneurs and you're teaching them how to achieve even greater success without making the compromises. Working with these types of individuals, what are some successes that people are really looking? I mean, you hear the term, oh, I want to be successful. Oh, I'm successful. But what does that really mean to be successful?
Yeah, well, I think that clearly depends upon the individual, but the high-performing business leaders and entrepreneurs that I'm working with, they reach a point in their life, whatever age that is, and they realize that they can buy anything, they can travel anywhere, they're very successful, and suddenly they ask the question, well, what about me? And what about me, particularly in the second half of my life? And so that really involves conversations around what does more harmony in your life look like? That's really, and those conversations are so enriching to have those conversations.
You're right. I think when we reach a certain point in our careers and in our lives, in our family, because families grow up and the dynamics change, we start to look at everything a little bit different. You know, we've had this, you know, the money's there, the house, the cars, whatever it is, but we're still missing something most often. We feel that unsettledness, what we're doing is no longer making us truly happy. What does harmony look like? I like you use that word harmony.
Yeah, and I use that word intentionally. I don't use the word balance because personally, I don't think balance is possible. I think about, if you think about the three major spheres of influence that we as individuals have, the first is ourself. We can influence ourselves, and actually it's the only sphere that we can control. The second is all the relationships that we're involved with. And then the third is our career. And so if you look at those three major spheres, people come to me, and when I ask them to allocate the percent of time that they're spending in each one of those spheres, Sean, the majority of people spend the majority of their time on their career. And those other two spheres, the relationships and self, have taken a back seat. And so what harmony looks like to most people is finding a little more, and I am going to use the word balance here, in those spheres. And if you're not intentional about it and you don't have a plan, in general, it won't happen, because as high-performing business leaders and entrepreneurs, we're doers. And we don't spend a lot of time being.
And there is a difference. There's a difference between doing and being.
There is completely a difference. One of my mentors, Michael Bernard Beckwith, says, be the frequency of the life you want to live. And if we're not very intentional about that, then we continue doing because that's what we do.
Mhm. There was a time, and you touched on it. I look at my own personal life, being that entrepreneur for a number of years and having many successful companies. I would put myself, my family kind of second. That was how I was actually raised. It was always business focused, business forward. Everything was business, 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 until one day I looked back and I said to my own self, I have kids. What am I teaching them? And starting to create those boundaries, putting the no, I've achieved this. It's okay. I'm happy where where I am. I'm still going to continue moving forward in my career, but I had to bring my family and put them ahead and make them just as equal of importance. And it's life changing when you start to really look at yourself and what you really do want and value.
Right, completely. And wow, you've just used some, that's just amazing insight, because what I have found in over the last 7 years coaching hundreds of high performing business leaders and entrepreneurs is that there are really three, I call them levers, pillars, whatever you want to call them, that we focus on that will really allow us to be who we want to be and live our best life now. And those pillars, the first one is your consciousness. A lot of people refer to that as mindset. I think it's more than mindset, it's consciousness. And again, I use that word intentionally. Consciousness is who you're being and how you show up every day. And it involves growth, clarity, and intention. And then the second lever is lifestyle. And that is literally the choices, the behaviors, the decisions that you're making that promote your health, well-being, and most importantly, your longevity. And that involves how you nourish your body, how you restore your body, and how you move your body. Yeah. And then the third lever is community. And this one surprises people. And community is all about yourself, your relationships, and your career. And so the conversations that I'm having with my clients really focus on those three major levers. And very early on, we get clear about who you want to be and how you show up. I will also tell you that that conversation evolves, pun intended, right, over the time that we work together.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. Now you have some groups, you have some upcoming projects or projects that you've been working on. Share with us what's happening. What have you created through Evolve Health and Lifestyle?
Yeah, so I am on a mission to build an inclusive community where these high-performing business leaders and entrepreneurs, just like the people who are watching this, embrace their uniqueness and soar in all aspects of their life so that they can live their best life now. And so I have launched my Ignite You community, where we as high-performing business leaders have conversations around those three levers, that the community, the lifestyle, and then the consciousness. And every couple of weeks, I do a complimentary Ignite You Accelerator, where you can, if any of this resonates, you can register for that and learn a little bit more about my #1 secret to really living your best life now. And you actually mentioned it earlier.
That's incredible. Now, for someone to be part of these opportunities, do they have to be clients, or is it open to anyone to join and make a change?
Yeah, it's open. It's open. And so the way to register for that is really igniteyouaccelerator.com.
That's wonderful. Craig, if someone would like to talk to you more about your coaching services, or they want to dive more into the Ignite program, how can someone contact you directly?
Yeah, so I would say there are two ways. One is register and attend the Ignite You Accelerator. And that would be igniteyouaccelerator.com. And then also on my website, which is evolvehealthandlifestyle.com.
Craig, I want to thank you so much for really helping others find harmony in their life and for all that you're doing. I also want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be here today and for this interview.
Wow, it's anytime I get the opportunity to chat with Sean, I will jump on it.
I love it. Well, thank you again. For those of you who have just watched, I interviewed Craig Bruce. He is the owner of Evolve Health and Lifestyle. He is also one of our speakers at the upcoming virtual summit, Art of Connection. It's a global movement, global summit on February 23rd. You can find out more information, get your ticket, get to speak directly with Craig at the event, where he's also going to be sharing some golden nuggets that you can take away for your own life, your own business. You can go to the website at artofconnectionsummit.com.